Welcome back to Twin Tarot. I'm David.
And I'm Gary.
Hey, what's wrong with your accent?
Yes,
Come on,
I'm
you were in
working.
London for 4 days. Clearly, you must have developed quite the London accent. It's very
I
neutral.
clearly have. Whatever do you mean? Yeah, it's having to put the
I can
American
hear the
accent
U's in your O, in your, like you say color.
color.
Okay, I can hear the U in it. The unnecessary U.
Color.
And how do you spell Smith? Smith, or do you want to add a Y and an unnecessary E at the end?
Yes, exactly. Smythe.
Okay, so
Yeah.
welcome back.
Yeah.
Hope you had a good trip.
Yeah. I mean, as good as you're gonna get, right?
Yeah.
It was really emotional. It was very sad.
Do people know why you went there? The people knew you went to London. I wasn't sure if you told them why.
Yeah. I kind of alluded to it in some of our previous videos there, but yeah, we had a family member pass away. It was a very tragic, unexpected occurrence, and we went out there for the funeral and a celebration of life. My niece was 13 years old, and that can be a very tough age. And she was a really neat kid, and I'm gonna miss her a lot.
Yeah, and for those who are like, David, you callous bastard, why didn't you go? It was Gary's wife's side of the family. I have no relation, no relation to us except through Gary through marriage.
Yes.
Did you drink lots of beer while you were there? Inquiring minds want to know.
Yes, I did manage to knock a couple of pints back.
Excellent.
Yeah, the highlight, if you will, of the trip was we went to the
Bouquet residence.
No, we did that on a previous trip. We went to like the London War Memorial or something like that, and then we went to a pub afterwards, and that was the first time that our family was able to. Everyone was able to sit down and have a drink at a meal. So that was
that was not at your house.
Yes. So that was kind of fun, and then I thought, the romantic in me was thinking, oh, that'd be great. Tonight we'll all go to the pub and we'll have a beer. And basically, what I was told was, Dad, you and Mom could go with the old people to your old people's pub. We're going to Central London. And so our three kids hopped on the tube and they went bar hopping in Central London for several hours on Saturday night.
You kind of forget sometimes, huh? It's like, this is great. We could hang out together as a family. Yeah, we may be here for a funeral, but we're going partying in Central London. Right. See ya. Surprised they didn't go to the Wild West End.
It was kind of neat because all three have been to London many times, and they're very, very comfortable navigating the underground.
Okay.
Jack's a bit of an expert on it,
so they know how to mind the gap. Then,
yes, they clearly know how to mind the gap, and they know how to see it, say it, sorted.
Good. Yes. Now, I guess. Well, so they've been to London multiple times, but they probably have never been to Russia.
No, I don't think they ever have been to Russia.
Huh. That's interesting because that's the topic of this reading.
Some people just don't like the wokeness of the United States. Freedom of speech, freedom of religion, freedom to speak your mind.
Recognizing that people may not be heterosexual and that's okay.
Yeah.
You mean something like that?
Yes. There's some people that just think this wokeness has gone too far and they need some good old-fashioned authoritarianism back in their lives. Basically.
Hush. It's not authoritarianism, it's good Christian illiberal values to make them feel like a part of a community.
Is that what that's called?
Yeah, something like that.
We will tell you what to do. We will tell you what to think. We will tell you what you will be when you grow up.
So it's a story about a guy from Texas. Actually, his family was in Arizona. They didn't like all the wokeness in Arizona, so they moved to Texas. And while in Texas, I guess his daughter in elementary school learned about lesbians from another girl in the class. And I guess the teacher was going to have the daughter speak about homosexuality, part of probably a discussion or a homework project or something like that. So this guy lost his mud and decided that they needed to move to Russia. So the family visited Moscow, and it was really clean and safe, and people were great. So they decided to pack up and move to Russia to become Russian citizens because of their morals and ethics and values much more aligned with their Christian values. And you got Orban in Hungary refers to as illiberal democracy, where it's basically call it what it is. It's fanatical religious leadership that is trying to crush any type of open-mindedness, using basically using religion as a weapon. But anyways, so this family moves to Russia, and while they're there, getting themselves sorted, this guy, he gets this wild-haired idea. I guess they moved to some small American community there, some guy who's been an expat from the United States living in Russia formed this community 20 years ago, and so some American families live in this little area, so they've got a little bit of a community that they can relate as they sort of adjust to their new living situation. Somewhere this guy in Texas got the great idea that he should join the Russian military. As I was looking at the article or listening to the story, when they got over there, the Russian leaders in the community were saying how he was giving up on Western excesses and propaganda and stuff like that, was embracing Russia. And the Texas guy's like, look, we don't need handouts. I want to earn my way through service and hard work to be a good Russian. So somewhere he got an idea put in his head that he would be fast-tracked for Russian citizenship if he joined the military. And so he decided to do that. And they asked him about his skill sets, and they said, oh, well, first off, he thought he was going to, do office work. But then they found out he was a welder. They said, oh, well, you can do welding for us. And he's like, oh, that's great. And I'm a welder. I can help them with stuff. Everything's going to be good. And then they said, well, you can also be a war correspondent. And even though he hadn't been a journalist at all, he was like, oh, I suppose I could do that too. And so then they just put him near the front lines and gave him a rifle and some ammunition. He had to go buy his own equipment. And they started training him, gave him some training all in Russian, and gave him an extra week of training in Russia. And he's basically slated to go on the front lines. And his wife's like, the wife put out videos saying they hadn't paid him yet, and those videos got taken down. And he had left a video for them saying how much he loved him and everything like that. And he was just bewildered because the Russian government lied to him. Now, on TikTok, I was watching a Russian guy who was just laughing his butt off. It's like, all Russians know you don't sign up for the military and you don't believe anything the government tells you. He says, and the American's like, he signed a 1-year contract. The Russian guy's laughing. Yeah, the contract goes for a year, but they won't let you out until the war's over. So it's an indefinite contract. They're not going to honor the contract. He says, you're not going to get paid. Even if you do, you have to buy all your own equipment. You want a uniform, you want a helmet, you want a bulletproof vest. You pay for all of that. They will give you a rifle and your bullets. You have to buy everything else. And just if it said, basically, if this guy had talked to any Russian male, they would have told him what the situation was.
Well, there you go.
It reminds me of the Canadian couple that moved there for the same reasons. And anytime they criticize the government, they had to take down all their videos, apologize, and say how much they love it there. But
yeah, well, at least they don't have to worry about wokeness.
exactly, that horrible wokeness. You can just go serve on the front lines. Watch out for those FPV drones. They don't care about your religion.
Yeah, it's the lengths people will go to avoid showing empathy and concern and compassion to people and understanding.
You can only imagine they're probably trying to start a GoFundMe to help him bribe his way out of the military and get the hell out of the country.
Oh, Lordy.
Why don't you read on the energy of this one? You were closer to Russia than I was just recently.
I was, and I've
You're
been
looking very European today.
I am so out of the loop, so there's no bias and no card stacking. I know nothing about this other than I saw a headline. So what's the energy around this guy? Okay.
Dumbass.
You're a youthful fighter now. You're starting a new carear.
Here's your sword. Here's the pointy part. Go and charge.
Yeah, exactly.
Charge that machine gun nest.
You've got a new truth coming to you, pal.
Do you believe he'll be doing a daylight charge through the minefield?
Yes, exactly. And under the cover of daylight.
Yes, exactly.
So you got the Page of Swords as the foundation. Just here you go, kid. Go out and fight. The Cross is the Three of Pentacles. All the people talking about where are we going to put this guy? Put him on the front. He's got all these great skills. Yeah, put him on the front. That's where we need
exactly.
him. Energy underneath it, the Eight of Wands. Yeah, those are probably bullets and missiles coming at you, pal. It just, the War Correspondent card it could have been that, but it looks like it's going to be more like things are going to be coming your way.
Yeah, watch out for the HIMARS, watch out for the bullets, watch out for the FPV drones.
Yep. In the past, the devil, well, you left the United States, you left all your freedoms behind because you did not want to show compassion. You didn't want to show harmony. You didn't want to show understanding. You just want people, I don't know if it's he wants to be told what to do. You didn't think this thing. You didn't play the tape all the way to the end. Basically, you've latched yourself to this. This is all of your own doing. Current energy is a High Priestess. Yeah, it's this card has always been kind of, if you ask the right questions, you get the right answers. Clearly, we weren't asking the right questions when we talked to the recruiter.
There's a saying that probably fits that card well in this reading.
Yeah.
Sometimes you cut your wisdom teeth when you bite off more than you can chew.
The overarching energy is the Four of Pentacles. Well, hold on to whatever's precious to you.
Yeah.
Because your life is about to get turned upside down. This when we were doing some of those other videos, folks are saying, this is kind of like stick to your values.
Sure.
Keep your values close to you, stick to your values, and that could totally be this case.
That's why they went there.
Yeah. You went there. You changed yourself to this. You willingly did this. And
good job.
Yeah. Sorry. Lesson to be learned is Six of Cups. Yeah, I guess it wasn't really what you thought it was going to be.
A little bit on the naive side, maybe just a little bit.
Teeny tiny bit. That's all right.
I love the fact that that's in the lesson to be learned.
Yeah. It's just.
You're fuego on this reading, bud.
Yeah. What's the outcome? Lover's card. That's an interesting outcome. So lovers cards are all about building relationships, promises, learning to love other people. It's probably, it's the outcome card.
Yeah. Look what's in the past and compare it to what's the outcome.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, you got the devil and the lovers. Those are two opposite ends of that. Well,
yep.
I hope you love what you're doing.
It's if he survives this, maybe he will open up his heart for a little extra love. Maybe, recognizing other people's rights to exist is a worthwhile endeavor, especially if it means that you don't have, artillery shells blowing up around you and you're running away from the buzz of a little man drone coming at you.
Yep. Yeah, it's one of those. And I was kind of going down that path mentally. It's like, okay, well, if he comes out of it, he'll have a new appreciation for that,
Yeah, that's what I want to read on. It's like, will he come out of this in one piece? And you can read we can both read on that one if we can agree, or you want the little four-carter. Does he get out of this thing alive?
Yeah, that's fine.
Or I should say, does he get out of the war? Well, alive would be the case, and alive and with the ability to make changes in his life if he chooses to. I mean, if he's like paralyzed from the neck down and he's brain dead or something like that, he really doesn't get to make changes. So it's assuming that he could lose a leg, but he would come out alive or do something along those lines.
Well, let's see what's going on.
Okay.
You got a critter running behind you there.
I do. I have a Michelle critter. Look at that, everyone. All right. Now that Michelle is done rooting around in the little file drawer there, let's do four carters. Will this guy survive the war and actually have some type of cognition to make life choices? I get the 7 of swords, 9 of coins, 4 of swords, 9 of swords, ooh, and the high priestess. I'm going to say yes.
Oh, I got that one too. Huh?
I'm going to say yes. He may desert and lay low for a while. Pay some money. Okay. So a couple of things. I think he will survive. I get the 7 of swords. I think he's going to, maybe they don't put him on the front lines because of public relations. Maybe he surrenders and gets taken prisoner of war, or he deserts. But I think he's gonna sneak away with it. Maybe he gets injured and has to lie low for a while, but he's gonna survive this. He's gonna rethink things, rethink his values, and if he gets taken prisoner of war, or if he's injured or something along those lines, he is totally regretting his decisions. He cannot believe what he did. What a foolish thing. All the wonderful things we had in the United States. And I foolishly left all that. He's cutting his wisdom teeth. I think he'll survive, and he's going to be able to rethink his values. What do you get?
I've got the Queen of Pentacles. So someone's going to take care of him. Someone's going to sort of keep an eye and make sure baby's fine. The main clarifier, though, is the 9 of Swords. It's just what he's going to encounter is really going to give him a nightmare situation. You got the King of Swords, just a harsh truth. This is what you signed up for. This is what you wanted. You wanted to be a happy Russian and celebrate with your comrades.
Abbott and Costello, you're in the army now.
That's right. What? And underneath it is the devil. You signed up for this. This is exactly what you signed up for. You hitched your wagon to it. Just to clarify, the Queen of Pentacles, does that mean he's going to survive this? He's got to be strong.
Yep.
I kind of get that feeling too, Dave. I have a hunch that, like a PR thing, they're not going to put him in real risky situations. If he's a welder, they need people to weld cages to keep the drone.
And it might be a welder is more important than just a body in the meat grinder. You know what I mean?
Yeah. That's what they got the North Koreans for.
I wasn't going to say it, but I definitely thought it.
I mean, I'm not trying to be. I'm not trying to be callous. I'm just, matter of fact, that's what they're using the North Koreans for. Is just, their uniforms are like the Target store. Here, put this Target T-shirt on and go run out.
Run forward with that big bullseye on you to protect Russian troops.
Yeah, we'll triangulate where their sniper nests are as you run through there.
Okay, another four-carter. What lesson does we both were getting like the High Priestess and stuff like that. What lesson does he take away from this life event? I can only imagine the lesson his wife is taking away from this life event. But
yeah, I'm kind of wondering if
he's taking away from this.
I'm kind of wondering if that's who the Queen of Pentacles was.
Yeah, very possibly. I'll let you go first here.
Okay. Yeah, so what are we reading on? What's the lesson he's taking away? Okay,
yeah,
so
the lesson he's taking away.
Eight of Swords. Yeah, you signed up for it.
Yeah.
Your 1 year contract. There's no way out of this thing now. You should have stuck. You got to stick to your values. You got to stick to what you believe in. Tower moment. Just the world you knew is going to collapse around you. You'll be defending yourself, and underneath it, the Two of Wands. Maybe in the future you'll think a little more, give a little more thought to your actions.
What I'm kind of seeing. What I'm kind of seeing with that is, he's a slave to his values, and you have to not. It's good to have strong morals and ethics, but there's also something called flexibility. Not everybody has to have your values. It's not like my values or nobody's values. It's kind of maybe next time a little bit of flexibility will go a long way. And, instead of fighting Ukrainians, you could be fighting for people's values or something along those lines.
But that's what woke is.
Exactly.
that's exactly what being woke is you broaden your perspective, and you realize that you've walked that mile in someone else's shoes, and you realize that this isn't right what they're going through. It's not your reality, but it's theirs, and it's not right.
Sorry, we were about to get an endless loop of Kentucky Fried Movie references there.
What are you trying to say?
But yeah, it's kind of like you did it to yourself. No, but his inflexibility led to his situation. I'm curious with that Two of Wands if he learns his lesson. Let's see what I get for his lesson on this one. 9 of Coins. That card looks familiar. Page of Cups. 2 of Coins. Hanged Man. There's not like God. I do shuffle these cards, man. I was doing overhand shuffles the entire time we were talking.
Yeah.
So what lesson? It's appreciation for what you had. He has to learn to appreciate what he has. He had everything, and right here, and I said, you have everything you could possibly want. You truly do, and we're spoiled for choice. And he chose a lower going overseas, chose a lower value because he has this idealized way of the way the world should be, and he dragged his family with him. Mm-hmm. And now that he is being, he is now starting to see life through a different lens.
Yeah.
And I think, and again, you got to make better choices. I think it's kind of one of those things like when, probably more so with the Vietnam War than World War II, when people, were gung-ho and signed up to fight the Vietnam War and they were actually over there, they have a completely different perspective of what war is and patriotism and stuff like that. Mm-hmm. The phrase "war is hell" comes to mind.
Yeah.
And, they certainly will come back transformed. He will be transformed. And maybe if he learns his lesson, and he takes the higher energy with it, he will be transformed to appreciate all the good things in life and how all those good things should be shared amongst everyone. Our forefathers fought for our freedoms so that we wouldn't have tyrannical rules. And he gets to see what America looks like 30 years in the future if we don't turn this ship around. Russia is where the United States will be 30 years from now if we don't stop this process.
Yeah.
Plain and simple. All right. Welcome back. Any other parting bits of wisdom you'd like to share with the audience in your jet lag state?
Yes.
Or your travel weary state?
If you have broad shoulders, taking an aisle seat on an airplane might not be a wise choice.
Oh God. Yeah, I can imagine. Thump, thump.
I got hit so many times on my shoulder on the outbound trip. I don't sleep well on airplanes, so I just typically don't bother. But I mean, I got clubbed at least 15 or 20 times, literally 15 or 20 times. And most of the times it was the flight attendants just coming through and just crashing into my shoulder. It's just like, what do you want me to do?
I can't. Yeah, you can't. Exactly. You can't. You're centered in the seat. It's not. Yeah. It's not a choice.
Exactly. Yeah. So that's my words of wisdom.
Yeah. When I'm flying with and like we're flying with John, I try to grab a window seat.
Yeah.
It's just. Yeah.
Just. See, I like it honestly because I like the freedom to get up when I want to get up, but
sure,
it definitely comes with a price.
Well, you probably have to, not that you get the choice because you don't fly Southwest, but you need to be in that first row or the last row then.
Yeah, last row would be, well, then if you're by a lav, you're going to get all the lav traffic.
Well, but still, they're going, the only reason why people are running by you, other than the flight attendants, are going to the bathroom or coming back from the bathroom, right?
Yeah. That's what I had.
Okay, well, thank you everyone for watching this video and supporting our channel. We do appreciate it.
Yeah, even though we had a big, long intro. Yeah, if you like these videos, give us a thumbs up, subscribe, and hit the bell. We'll wake you up at midnight with these videos. Leave a comment. I read them all, respond to many. Actually, I did. I responded a lot more than I thought I would be able to while I was over there. So that was kind of nice.
How much of it was on the plane flight over and the plane flight back?
I mean, there was a little bit, but a lot of it is, just, when you're in a hurry up and wait mode or something like that, or, it's 3 a.m. and you woke up and you can't get back to sleep. Hey, I actually got to, do my responses to like Alf and to
in real time.
And Fleming, in real time. Rebecca.
Did you make any plans to meet up with the European fans?
We were close. I could have dropped in and saw Marcus over there in Ireland, or gone over to Sweden to visit Alf, I suppose.
There's worse thing in the world.
Oh, I know. It's clearly. All right, and then unlike those other bargain basement twin tarot with Gary Davidson,
let's be nice. It's bold, not old. Although they're not really a tarot channel per se. They're psychic mediums. So I guess we're not insulting them if we call them bargain basement twin tarot channels.
No, they're a lot of fun. But we give shout outs, like Lily, Precious Heaven 723, who wanted a shout out. So, hi, Lily.
Welcome to the jungle.
Yes. And then Luana Bailey made a nice contribution to the channel.
7 of Wands. Keep fighting. Fight the good fight.
Good Karma 93 said, in case you exhaust your shout out list, you can mention my name. So, hi.
Look at that. The card of the day, the High Priestess.
Oh, yeah. Card. See, that's who we were talking about all that time, was Good Karma. And then finally, Chris Clark. Hi, Chris.
Chris Clark. Yeah. Sneaking away. The moments that make up a dull day.
Indeed. And then the card for the rest of us, that 6 of Cups. Yeah, sometimes you just
It's so nice to have everybody. It's nice to have the family back together. Not David's hiding in the shadows, lurking about.
Yeah, it's just it's it's just it's nice to reminisce, but don't live in the past. I guess that's what I'm translating that card. You still have to live. You have to live for the future.
Wow.
Isn't that deep?
That was deep. Do you have like the cheater deck there with the little sayings on them? Or did you get some fortune cookies while you were over in London and you're just reciting the fortune? Sometimes one must cut off the finger to save the hand.
Oh, God. No, but we had a good time. I mean, it's as good a time as you're going to have in a situation like that. So
sure.
Make the best of that situation.
Awesome. And for those people who are still around,
if you didn't give up on it 20 minutes ago,
I'm going to pimp it. I'm going to be on Hogarth's channel on Wednesday, 4:00 Pacific time, 7:00 Eastern time, with Hogarth, Dr. Lena Rodriguez, and Johnny from Tara's Apprentice. This is going to be fun. I took lessons from Lena, and I've taken lessons from Johnny. So this is going to be a good time.
That's right.
All right. Everyone, have a great night, or good morning as the case may be, and we'll catch you on the next video. Take care.
Take care, folks. Bye.